This is gonna have to be a part 2. So hi, this is part 2 to part 1. Cause I can't edit my videos like I used to. Or like I was. And like clip these 2 videos together and take out the parts that I don't need. So time for some mental health medicine. JK. It's nail and hair growth medicine. Okay, we took our medicine for nails and hair, because I gotta grow out these bangs. I'm tired of them. They need to become side bangs, like good old curtain bangs. Okay, so I didn't have enough storage. I just deleted everything that I didn't need. Once I upload, I delete. So it's no longer in my whatchamacallit. Yeah. So they're like, what's your name? You remember my name? I'm like, yes, because your name's literally my grandmother's name. I'm like, who's my grandmother? My grandmother is blah blah blah. Blank. Okay? I call her Gigi. That's my Gigi. I was so, oh my god, I was like milliseconds away of calling her Gigi. I'm like, oh sorry, that's the name I call my grandmother, because that's your name and her name are literally like the same. It's spelled the same, sounds the same, everything. And then I would be like, but guess what? Her name is, and then it would have been a whole cute little situation. So they realized that I'm not back in there for like whatever reasons they thought. So they're like, okay, she is gonna get out. She's only in here temporarily, like legit 5 days. And it ended up being in there for 2 weeks. And the same thing happened the first time I was in there. I ended up being in there for 2 weeks, and when I came out, my old boss got me back into the school I love so much. And he saw me, and I just got the biggest hug. So like when you go into a mental hospital and you come out, the people are like, oh my gosh, and it's just give you the most loving, like, I'm glad you're better hug. I'm so glad that yes, your mental health may have went from here straight down, and it was pregnancy. It was just pregnancy. It was the unknown of pregnancy. The body and brain just couldn't communicate. But like I said, the worst experience ever was my second time around. Both times were not the best because I was separated from society. I was separated from my husband that I love so much. You know, me and him have gotten so much better and have communicated so much better since me coming home from the hospital. Me and him have been so much supportive toward each other. It's like mentally ridiculous of how healthy a relation, like it was rocky, like a married couple rocky, married like a married couple rocky marriage situation, you know, like that really old couple that like can be mean to each other or whatever. Like you see an old couple and it's like I can't explain very well. But I really didn't want the story time to do a 2-parter, but I had no choice. My phone was like storage, and I was like, so I had to figure out what was the last thing I said, and we continued from there. But it stressed out me and my husband. Like, we have severe separation anxiety. We've gotten better, because of it, though, because I was hospitalized mentally. We've gotten so much better, and I can't ask any much better for a better partner. Like, we both know if, like, mental health wise, you know, we know I don't want to go back to the hospital. He doesn't want me going back to the hospital. So when we do have an argument that, like, we need to separate, I've gotten better with, hey, he needs to separate, I need to separate from it. Yes, I can go into my down spiral of, you know, the taught emotions. Because the taught emotions, you know, the someone's mad at you, this is what you do situation, or when somebody says, get out of my face, I don't want to see you, right? That's my trigger word. I've gotten better over time. Second time it's happened, I've gotten better. And yes, in the past, when I was a kid, I had a down spiral of, if that's the case, I wish I was dead, you know, you just wish I was never here, you know, that angsty teen negativity, depression, so on and so forth. And yes, since it's a trigger word, it does happen every so often, but I've gotten better. I can see myself getting better, but I am overly dramatic about it. I still get overly dramatic about it. But yeah, that's the basics of the story time of my mental health. You know, I didn't go into the mental hospital on my own choice. It was all due to the fact that we didn't want harm to happen to me or the baby. So they put me in the mental hospital. My mom and my husband both agreed. Well, no, not agreed. It was a little weird. But when it came to my mental health and my well-being, for the safety of me and the baby, you know, I was put in the mental hospital. Not my decision, but it was definitely out of fear, you know, from my mother's point of view. And if my mom and my husband communicated a bit better, it would have gone better. But let's talk on another subject. When it comes to, like, marijuana and stuff and drugs, and the whole reason I started in the first place is because I didn't want to be on ADHD medicine, and I wanted to find a replacement. And then, because I knew how to stop taking medicine on my own, I know how to go, hey, you know, switch medicine because the ADHD medicine's not working, or can we, like, stop it, and then I try something on my own. You know, like, I'm really, really good at that. And then once I realized the marijuana was too much for my body, and then my body's getting used to it, and it's like I'm not feeling the effect, I knew I had to stop it. So later down the road, I can experiment with it again. But honestly, the whole reason, like I said, I did marijuana because I needed to find a replacement for ADHD medicine. And once I realized it was giving me the best sleep in my life, that's what made me continue doing it. I wasn't putting the drug in my body to like put the drugs in my body. I may have made a promise when I was a little kid to my parents that I wasn't gonna do it. But once I like did the research for the benefits of how it could help neurodivergent brains, that's what made me consider, let me just try it and see. Like, I didn't just throw it in my body saying fuck it, whatever. No. I did my research. I talked to other people that were neurodivergent and for that do it too. And they were like, yeah, this. And I was like, okay, so let me just try. Yes, you could catch a chance of being addicted to it, but honestly, once I realized it wasn't working on my body anymore is when I was turned off. And that happens every single time. That happens with me when ADHD medicine and I gotta switch medicines. So I just wanted to clear up that I wasn't peer pressured. My husband didn't shove it down my throat. I just want to clear that up because I know my family watches my videos. Like, it was all purely my decision. My decision. The curiosity killed the cat, you know? And that's not even used properly. I actually learned one day that that's not the actual phrase. I wish I memorized what that phrase was, but it is what it is. Oh, big baby, come upstairs. Big baby, I don't want you to keep going downstairs because you keep making a mess downstairs. Yeah, this is a big baby. Y'all want to know her real name, y'all gotta comment. Y'all gotta comment and ask and things like that. Oh, big baby, you're not a lap dog. No, you're not a lap dog. Okay, good. Just stay. Can you stay still? Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. I said stay still. Stay still. Stay right there. Look, I'm giving you hugs with my arms, just like this. Yeah, there you go. This is giving you mommy hugs with my arms right now. And you standing still. You need to stay still. Stay still. Yeah. Look. Yeah. You're tearing up my sweater. I don't play those games. I love my sweaters. If you go tear up my sweater, you can get on my lap. I will discipline you on camera. You see this? You see this puppy? She's getting disciplined. She's tearing up my sweaters. Tearing up my sweater. Get off my lap. But stay upstairs. Stay upstairs because I don't trust you downstairs. You make the downstairs a wreck. And you know, it's part of parenting. You gotta clean up the baby's mess. But my daughter's learning how to clean up after herself. And I can't teach the dog to clean up after themselves. So she gotta get a good tapping on the butt. Don't do it again, or you're gonna get tapped on the butt. You know, give the dog the good old 80s and 90s smackaroonies. Not the belt smackaroonies. But I'm learning to be a decent parent. When my baby girl does bad, I put her in timeout for the age that she is, so I do 1.5 minutes, and she does really good with the discipline. I don't have to be the mom that goes kapang, kapang, kapang. I might slap her on the wrist, like public-wise, like bad. When you get home, you get in the timeout, double whammy. You know, and eventually I'll just, once she gets a better understanding, you know, I'll stop the little hand smackies. When I mean hand smackies, I mean, you hear that? That's what I do in public. A good old, I disciplined you right here and now in public. And then, if you still don't listen, like it's like the 3-strike system. Bad, stop. Bad, stop. Bad, stop. That's 3. Guess what? You go home, go in timeout. You know, now they're not looking forward to go home. That's super nanny stuff. Gentle taps. Gentle taps to know, hey, you are acting a fool in public and I don't like it. It's not gonna be here's my belt. I mean, I will say this, my brother got that discipline. That good old 80s, 90s discipline. And I was like, I don't want that. And I think that's what cleaned up my act, is seeing how badly my brother got disciplined. But that's because I saw my brother as a neurodivergent child with just ADHD. Not anything other special stuff. And you know what? You know what? I think that's how we gotta treat people. Treat people like they are not neurotypical, neurodivergent, and stuff like that. Let people at least have an idea, like, yes, I am, but don't treat me like I'm a kid. Treat me like I'm an adult. Treat me like my age. Treat me like I am normal, because we are normal. We're normal as normal's gonna get. We're not the average human being normal. We're neurotypical normal, neurodivergent normal. But just treat me like I'm an average human. You'll see it for sure. Like there's dead giveaways for people that are neurodivergent, and some of us are like neurodivergent with a mask on and you can barely tell, but like neurodivergent people, we just, like, me and my sister, and now I also got my twin. Me and him click on a different level. Yes, twin, and yes, my twin's a male. But me and twin, we connect on a different level, because oof. Like, we got too many similarities as as a person. Not like date myself similarities, because me and my husband have similarities, but me and him have like lover instinct similarities. Me and him have like it's pure sibling energy similarities. Like, it's the best. I haven't had that feeling in forever. But the only reason I call him twin is because we were born the same year. And then my husband will say certain things when he's on the game with him, and I'll be like, see, right there, stop. Swear to God, you're my twin. Pisses me off, because I've never met somebody like a copy paste situation. Now, I also have a cousin out there that's a copy paste situation, face wise, but meh. Sorry, right now I'm in a good moment to be silent right now. I already did a little story time on mental health, and it is important to really just go into a mental hospital and just get what you need in life, like get evaluated properly. They were like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm neurodivergent, I have ADHD, and I don't want to be on medicine. And like a year later, I'm back on medicine. but like I'm doing it for work purposes. For work purposes, I need it. So when it comes to learning the subjects with my students, like when they're teaching math, when they're teaching certain subjects in school, I can go retain this information and be able to help them a little bit better than last year. Last year I wasn't retaining a lick of information, and I was absent a lot, but that's because I had a newborn, and my newborn needed all this love and attention. Like a newborn is no joke. Once she grew out of newborn stage, it was easier, way easier. You know, I didn't call out as much this year. I did a good here and there and a couple of doctor's appointments, but it is what it is. I really like this angle. Eventually I'll have to like close our closet door. But I gotta explain what I want to happen with our stuff that goes on our bed. This part 2 of part 1 is done. So that's it for the topic of this video. So I'm pretty much done talking about mental health. So I will get started on recording for Tuesday's video. Other than that, I love you guys. Bye.